Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you are. Remember, you have greatness inside of you. Welcome back to another ABS Daily News with your hockey coach, Guru Coach Frenchy. Today, episode number 241. What you have a menu, coach, today. First of all, the recap game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings, the lava line effect. Finally, possibility shine Monahan and direction to the Colorado Avalanche and what the Montreal Canadiens gets in return. But before we start, we invite you, please don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and leave me a comment about this episode. And let's dive in talking about my first subject of the day. My first subject of the day, guys, about the recap game between the Montreal Canadiens and the Detroit Red Wings. Unfortunately, Montreal Canadiens lost and overtime by the score of 4-3. The Laval effect line, the Jake Allen performance between the pipe, and finally Kirby Dach, his first fight in the season. We're going to talk about all the three subjects I have right now for this game. First of all, the Montreal Canadiens, the Laval line effect. Raphael Harvey-Pinard continues to perform with the Montreal Canadiens. Had 2 more goals yesterday with 1 assist for a total of 3 points. Second goal of the season, third goal of the season. In 3 games, he already have the same number of goals like Joel Armia. Unbelievable. Anyhow, Belzil and Pesera had 2 more helpers for a total of 7 points for this line. We can consider them like the 4 line for the Montreal Canadiens. It was, of course, the best line on the ice for the Montreal Canadiens. Sender call up Belzil and Harvey-Pinard. They are the best line from the Montreal Canadiens. Finally, Jake Allen was between the pipe for the Montreal Canadiens. Missed the last 3 weeks. Did very well yesterday. Stopped 39 of the 43 shots he faced for a save percentage of 905. Honestly, he is the one reason this game went to the overtime. I understand he gave maybe a bad goal at the beginning of the game, but after that, Allen was excellent between the pipes. Then Kirby Dach, first fight at the beginning of the second period. He fight with Andrew Copp, and honestly, it was a surprise to see Dach beat Andrew Copp that way. Dach got an assist during the game. That gave him 9.5 goals, 4 assists in the last 10 games. He is the one of the most point in the last 10 game for the Montreal Canadiens. Overall, good performance for the Montreal Canadiens, but not good enough. Detroit shot almost like 2-1 over the Montreal Canadiens, again because of Jake Allen. Obviously, they lost Joel Edmondson at the beginning of the second period, never returned on the ice. Christian Dvorak was hurt during this game. He came back 2 times from the locker room. He finished the game, but not looking good. It would be interesting to hear from the Montreal Canadiens tomorrow, reevaluation of those 2 players. If they can play for the next game, Montreal play Saturday night against the Ottawa Senators. This concludes, guys, my first subject. Leave me a comment. Tell me what you think about the performance of Montreal Canadiens and the Laval effect line with the Habs tonight against the Detroit Red Wings. Final score, Detroit 4 and the Montreal Canadiens 3. Let's move on now, guys, for the second subject of the day. My second subject of the day, guys, is about a trade bait for the Montreal Canadiens, and I want to talk about Sean Monahan to the Colorado Avalanche. Why the Colorado Avalanche? Here's the reasons, guys. First of all, Colorado Avalanche look like the captain is coming back, Landagog. Then the salary cap is the biggest problem for the Colorado Avalanche, and if they want to get Bo Horvat or to get Rand O'Reilly, they have no asset for them. Plus, the salary cap does not work with them. And this is the reason why I believe that Montreal Canadiens have some kind of conversation with the Colorado Avalanche for the possibility Sean Monahan play with them for the rest of the season with the Colorado Avalanche. We know Monahan, first of all, he can play winger. He's a center. And he can play on the power play. And he can play on the PK. And he's very good on face-off. This is going to add some kind of depth for the Colorado Avalanche on different categories, I just mentioned to you, and possibly Colorado Avalanche, another great run during the playoff of 2023. Potential target, what Montreal can get. I'm sure you want to ask me this question. So what they can get in return, coach? First of all, they can get a first-round pick at 23 from the Colorado Avalanche. It all depends what they're going to do during the playoff. whatsoever happening, Montreal could get a national first round, their third of the NHL Draft 2023. Secondly, they have a couple of players. First of all, the defenseman, left defenseman, Sam Behrens, a 5'11", 180 pounds, 61 overall pick in 2021, played for Denver State and NCAA for the last 2 seasons. Look, his offensive is not like Lane Hudson, but he's really mobile. He's really good on the transition. Then he can play on both sides. So he can play a lot on the right defenseman too, like the left defenseman. So overall, he could become a really good prospect to be added on this trade versus Sean Monahan. The second player I want to talk about, guys, is 28 overall pick in 2020 from Sweden. Oskar Allison is a winger center, play right now in the American Hockey League with the Colorado Eagles. He's a 6'2", good two-way players. Then he played only 1 game with Colorado this season. Again, this is going to get a little bit more depth. He reminds me a lot of Emil Heineman from the trade they got Montreal with Tyler Toffoli from Calgary Flame. Finally, my third players I'm thinking about the Colorado Avalanche you can trade to Sean Monahan is the goaltender from Finland, Justin Annunen. Play right now with the Colorado Eagles too in the American Hockey League. And he was draft 63 overall pick at the beginning of the 3rd round in 2018. Play a couple of games with the Colorado Avalanche in the past. A big 6'4", great potential to become a good solid goaltender in NHL. Again, he remind me a lot Sam Montembeault. Only different, like he have more skill and talent than Montembeault, and he's still young. It could give Montreal Canadiens another option. Here we go, guys. So Montreal Canadiens can get a couple of prospects in return for Sean Monahan, plus the first round pick 2023 from the Colorado Avalanche. I would like to hear from you guys. What do you think about the possibility Sean Monahan get traded to the Colorado Avalanche the next couple of weeks? We know the trade deadline, guys, if you don't know, is March 3rd, 2023. This concludes, guys, all my subject I have for you for this AB Daily News. Here we go, guys. Very quick AB Daily News today. First of all, the recap game between the Montreal and the Detroit Red Wings. Then, possibility of the trade between the Colorado Avalanche and the Montreal Canadiens for Sean Monahan. This is going to be a second year back-to-back where the Montreal and the Colorado make a trade together. We know last year, Montreal traded Arturi Lekonen in return for Justin Barron. Hopefully you enjoyed this episode, but before we leave, we invite you, don't forget to click on the like, subscribe to the Hockey Nation Show, and leave me a comment about this episode, and we wish you, of course, an amazing, great, blessing day, everybody.